Hello, my dear students of Benguet State University. Welcome to our online class. I am your teacher, Jan Lasea.
Ladies and gentlemen, a blessed day to everyone. This is my lecture on our laboratory subject of IT 125, Systems Integration and Architecture 1. Let us learn this JSON or JavaScript object notation. In 2006, Douglas Crockford wrote the JavaScript object notation specification. JSON is a subset of the JavaScript language, and it uses several of JavaScript's syntactical patterns for organizing and structuring data. As such, it is thus a very good job of representing objects and their data. It's extremely easy to parse JSON into JavaScript objects and to serialize objects into JSON. In today's modern browsers, it only takes one line of code. Like XML, JSON is used as a document package to be sent by the web server computer to the client computer. JSON lets you represent three types of data: simple values, objects, and arrays. Number 1. Simple values. You can represent simple values like strings, numbers, booleans, and null. For example, the following line is valid JSON. The string enclosed with a double quotes JavaScript. As an example, this JSON represents the string value of JavaScript, and it looks exactly like a normal JavaScript string. But there's a big difference between strings in JavaScript and JSON. JSON strings must use double quotes, thus the following is invalid JSON. Single quote JavaScript, single quote. Numeric data is represented by what appears to be number literals, like this for example, the value 10. This is valid JSON representing the number 10. Similarly, Boolean values and null look like JavaScript literals too, like true, false, and null. Number 2. Objects. Objects in JSON are represented with what looks like JavaScript object literal notation. For example, the following is a JavaScript object that represents a person. The object variable person has properties such as first name, last name, and age, containing data values such as John Doe 30 respectively. Number 3. Arrays. Like objects, arrays in JSON are similar to JavaScript's array literal notation. The following line of code is an array literal in JavaScript. The variable name values is an array that contains the following mix of values: a string, an integer, a boolean value, and null, enclosed by a brackets, separated by comma. The same array looks like this in JSON. Let us learn arrays in PHP programming language. An array is a group of contiguous memory locations that all have the same name and data type. To refer to a particular location or element in the array, we specify the name of the array and the position number or index, a value that indicates a specific location within the array of the element to which we refer. There are two types of array. One is called one-dimensional array. It is an array with only one subscript or dimension. And the other is called two-dimensional array. It is an array with two subscripts or dimensions. To declare an array variable, we prefix by $symbol the variable name followed by equal sign and the keyword array. Inside the parentheses, we place the element values of the array separated by comma. To access the elements of the array, we specify an index. The starting index is 0. The built-in function count returns the size of the array. Thus, the for loop will repeat 5 times. The variable $data gathers the information by concatenating string to be sent by the web server to the client computer using JSON package format. To add or append an element to the array, we simply reference the array name followed by empty brackets with the next index or with an index followed by equal sign and the element value. Thus, the three commands will append the element values 6, 7, 8 to the array name $list. To declare an array that contains an empty value, we simply place null or empty inside the parentheses. The array of strings $names contains 3 elements, namely Juan, Maria, and Pedro. Another type of loop statement is called for each loop. For each loop is convenient to access the element of the array because you will not place index to reference the location of the element. The syntax, we write the keyword for each followed by parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we specify the array name followed by the keyword as followed by a declared variable that holds the element being accessed every time the for each loop repeats. The header command sets the type of package, which is JSON. The JSON underscore encode command converts the argument data into JSON format. The echo command will send the JSON package to the client computer. The contents of the JSON package contains string values. On the JavaScript code of the client computer, inside the event handler, $sign format.submit, the event handler posting.done will be triggered to be run by the client computer. The formal parameter data will receive the JSON package sent by the web server. This data will be posted on the label LBL data. Let us run the laboratory hands-on activity number 8. I click the submit button and the PHP web server processes the information and sent immediately to the client computer, and it is posted on this client page containing the results.
That ends our topic for today. I hope you have learned in my class. Thank you for watching. Carry on until tomorrow. God bless us.